We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
Join me and millions around the world
to speak up for nature and show we care.
We are in this together.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
Join me and millions around the world.
Earth Hour.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people.
1小时首次开启线上互动仪式。
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis. Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
Looking for photography tips, inspiration, ideas, or anything about film? Well, you've come to the right place. Born in Film and PhotoNation present Film Factor Podcast. Follow us on our social platforms at Born in Film on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
It would be an understatement to say that 2020 was a very challenging year for all of us, with all the uncertainties and unusual circumstances that we were faced. The entire situation has affected not only our nation's economy, but also the way we live our lives. As we adapt to the new reality, it is essential to continue finding joy and inspiration even in the smallest of things, and seize the opportunities every day to keep us motivated to move forward. This is the primary reason why we have spearheaded the Enjoy Everyday campaign for Ortigas Malls this 2021.
Agos Studio joined the Ortigas Art Festival because of our shared vision that art is for all. And this platform can be reached the widest audience possible.
I am Undersecretary Liza Dino Segura of the Film Development Council of the Philippines, and we at the FDCP are delighted to be part of the 4th Ortigas Art Festival. Ngayon po nakikita natin ang intersectionality ng iba't ibang klaseng art. And with the government's directive to really amplify and elevate and give support to creative industries, events like this will really empower our artists and filmmakers. The Ortigas Art Festival is a great avenue to showcase some of our artists' work. of wonder under one roof, encompassing various art media, and now including film. Thank you again for that, sir.
I would love to see the Ortigas Art Festival continuously thriving and innovating in the years to come. And despite the unusual shifts that we have been facing in these times, I hope that we can continue to support our local artists and the entire art community. Let us all work together to keep art alive. So again, on behalf of Ortigas Land, thank you and enjoy the 4th Ortigas Art Festival.
We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
Join me and millions around the world.
Earth Hour.
I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people.
小时首次开启线上互动仪式。
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis. Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
Almost 1 million people have now died of COVID-19 worldwide.
The Philippines reporting the first coronavirus death outside of China.
Amazing number of Filipinos work in our NHS. These are the immigrants currently saving people's lives.
Yes.
Coming here and actually enriching our country and doing an amazing job. So thank you to all the Filipinos who are here doing all this amazing work.
They want you to know that you, all of you, are their heroes. Huwag po kayo susuko, bayani po kayong lahat. And remember, there is only one thing we say to the God of death. Not today.
I wish I could swim like dolphins can swim. Though nothing will keep us together, we can beat them forever and ever. How we can be heroes just for one day. How we can be heroes just for one day. I will be king, and you will be queen. Though nothing will drive us away, how we can be heroes just for one day. How we can be us just for one day. I can remember standing by the wall, and the guns shout above our heads, and we kiss as though nothing could fall. And the shame is on the other side. Oh, we can beat them forever and ever, and we can be heroes just for one day.
One of the things that makes anything more enjoyable is being able to share it and being part of a community.
And quite frankly, what I get from PhotoNation is the fact that it's so non-judgmental.
They're so accepting of people, and I like that about PhotoNation, that people are willing to do that.
PhotoNation is hindi lang siya Filipino-based international group. Ano siya, one big happy family talaga siya.
PhotoNation is just one huge family.
I think probably the thing I like the most about PhotoNation is the fact that it's a supportive community, not there to score points.
PhotoNation, a platform that has no bashing.
It's you ask for help, you get help. The best part about PhotoNation is that everyone gets a chance to showcase their stuff. And if you ask, how did you get that? Can you teach me? The people respond and you're like, yeah, I'm actually learning things here.
We all started as a beginner, whether it's you're self-taught or you learn from masters or you learn from YouTube. We should be humble enough to know and to accept that people who are willing to learn, we have to appreciate that because it's actually promoting the hobby or the passion that we love, which is photography.
Malaki talaga yung impact sa pag-i-improve ko as a photographer kasi hindi lang basics yung tinuturo, parang yung advanced stuff na.
I'm always welcome na idea na magkaroon ng isang community ang mga photographer. Yung imbis na magbangayan, nagtutulungan.
It feels really nice to be part of PhotoNation because of how active the group is. A lot of inspiration for me to take in.
Hindi ko in-expect na ganito yung welcome ng PhotoNation sa akin.
Napagsama-sama ng PhotoNation ang mga photographer, anuman ang lahi nila.
I've met a lot of people from different regions sa country natin. Mas na-widen yung network ko.
Masaya kasi nakakapag-share ka ng free.
Yun na mas manada oportunidad. Pati health chances na mas kita grande din mo thinking about things na nuay aki na kalya ko nila.
Feel like I'm with a family that supports what I love and what I'm passionate about. Mararamdaman mo na may value yung gawa mo and mas nakikita mo na there is an opportunity for you to grow in this industry.
I joined Facebook a year ago and you are the first group I joined. It's one big international family. It's great to be part of PhotoNation International.
Aside
from the photography memes. Pinakagusto na ako sa PhotoNation is activities like Photographer of the Week and sa mga Theme of the Week.
I was really happy to be featured as the Photographer of the Week. It really helps and boosts me.
One of the things I like about PhotoNation is the fact that it's not limited by any demographic, by any location, or by year.
Tuwang-tuwa ako kasi siyempre first time ko maging part ng isang member na may malaking community. Maganda experience ko.
Nakita na ko na daghang mga parehas na kong edad ang misulay og photography diri sa mga sa Bacolod.
Nakatabang siya ka mo-grow ko as a photographer. So, maka-inspire siya sa mga kasama ko na bagungan pa. Pag-join ako aning PhotoNation kay at first kay nakulbaan ko ato kay international siya.
Pag-ayat ko ken to PhotoNation ken dagiti na dumaduma nga aktibidades kay Domingo kas kuma dagiti pasalit nga paka-recognizean dagiti kas kanyak nga agdadamo si fotografiya.
Người ta thường hay nói rằng là khi mà bạn muốn đi thật là nhanh thì bạn đi một mình, nhưng mà khi mà bạn muốn đi xa thì bạn sẽ đi cùng với cả những người khác. Thành ra là khi mà tham gia vào những cái group chơi ảnh như là PhotoNation thì nó giúp mình là sẽ nhìn được thấy rất là nhiều những bức ảnh đẹp, và qua đó thì và cũng người ta cũng nhiều là photographer giỏi, thế thành ra là qua đó mình cũng được truyền cảm hứng hơn.
Aso pa na ako nung mag-join tara community. Uning mana kundakal inspiration.
Yung first impression ko sa PhotoNation, walang toxic sa group. Parang dito sa PhotoNation nakaka-proud kasi parang nabibigyan ng voice yung mga Pilipino.
I think PhotoNation is there. It's kind of feel like home. Alam mong this group will help you grow.
Sobrang ganda ng podcast quality. Yun yung magagawa ng Pinoy. So nakaka-proud din.
Nagulat din po ako lalo kasi almost around the world kasali po eh. Parang ang laki pong privilege sa akin na sa Philippines po nag-start tong PhotoNation.
Pinoy pride kasi nga 'di ba? Doang yung group is sa Pilipinas. So parang kaya natin makisabay at maliit tayong bansa.
I think PhotoNation parang for me yung always active na ako.
Swerte gid ko kay naging part ko sa group nila. Hindi gid ni malimtan ang opportunity kag hindi ko gid pagsayahan.
Marami akong natutunan, lalo yung sa masterclass.
PhotoNation expanded my global knowledge, especially regarding Filipino photography. The Philippines seems to be pretty excited and actively pursuing the craft.
Feeling ko na welcome ka talaga kasi may mga toxic na mga tao. Nakakaugmat na nakaka-inspire sinda ng mga picture ninda na pinatawa at pinapailing sa mga bawat saro.
That worldwide photo walk, my gosh, I was surprised that many people showed up and it brought tears to my eyes. It was brilliant. There's so much love. I think that's the best way to say it. There's so much love in this community.
The truth is, this is merely a setback. This is merely one huge mountain that we have to traverse.
Hi, I'm Felicity. I'm Ewan.
I'm Ashley. I'm Weeby.
I'm Dimple. And I'm speaking up for biodiversity. For our forests.
Rivers and ocean for healthy soil.
On clean air.
Walking through the shadows, out here in the night. Just need some hope for tomorrow. We will be fine. In the middle of the valley, when you're looking for light, I'm right behind you, I'm with you, time after time. I got you through and
can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
We are in this together.
Estamos en esto juntos.
Và cùng nhau, chúng ta có thể làm được.
This is the time to speak up for nature and show we care.
守护地球，一起更美更好。
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people to come together.
Taiwan and Auckland in New Zealand or Sydney in Australia.
首次开启线上互动仪式。
Join me and millions around the world.
与全世界一起关灯，支持 Earth Hour。
Earth Hour.
Earth Hour. I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis.
Together in this, together we're strong and never alone.
Let us all put our hearts to the health of nature.
And we must act now.
Common solution. Working together.
Strongly support
humanity's impact.
Now is the time to act.
Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
Connect to Earth. It is our only home and we are all in this together.
Happy Earth Hour.
Happy Earth Hour.
We are a proud generation of visual storytellers, young and old alike, across all gender, beyond ethnicity, thriving in an online community. Built in the Philippines for the world. From the streets of Intramuros to the ringing bells of Chalon-sur-Saône, atop the great mountains of the Himalayas to the deeps of the Great Barrier Reef. Across Asia, Europe, Oceania, Africa, and the Americas. We will tell stories. We are PhotoNation, and the passion will live on.
PhotoNation. 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 And PhotoNation.
To your regularly scheduled program.
When your camera is made by Kodak, you know it's good.
Tonight, I'd like to show you one of the world's great cameras.
Tonight, I'd like to show you a new idea in picture taking.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
I see the picture in my mind's eye, and I give it to you as the equivalent of what I saw and felt.
We choose to go to the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We will never forget that we are analog human beings.
My job is to be authentic.
We all love stories. We're born for them.
Coming to you live from Stratobox Studios in Manila, Philippines.
evening. My name is Francis and welcome to Earth Hour. Tonight, we join millions of people around the world as we honor Mother Nature by turning off our lights. Tonight, we speak up for Mother Nature, and over the years, we have switched off our lights at home, turning entire streets, buildings, and skylines dark, an unmissable sight that drew public attention to nature loss and the climate crisis. This year, PhotoNation joins the world in spreading the message, the same message, and recreate the same unmissable sight online by taking part in this first ever Earth Hour virtual spotlight. Let's all watch this.
Hi, I'm Felicity.
I'm Yun.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Weeby.
I'm Dimple. And I'm speaking up for biodiversity.
For our forests,
rivers, and ocean.
For healthy soil.
On clean air.
Walking through the shadows, out here in the night. Just need some hope for tomorrow. We will be fine. In the middle of the valley, when you're looking for light, I'm right behind you, I'm with you, time after time. I got you through and through. Cover me, I'll cover you. I'm staying by your side.
We can't physically be together shoulder to shoulder, but we are together screen to screen.
When we all unite, we can overcome the most difficult of challenges.
We are in this together.
Estamos en esto juntos.
Và cùng nhau, chúng ta có thể làm được.
This is the time to speak up for nature and show we care.
守护地球，一起更美更好。
Earth Hour has been a moment for millions of people to come together.
Taiwan and Auckland in New Zealand or Sydney in Australia.
Join me and millions around the world.
与全世界一起关灯支持 Earth Hour.
Earth Hour.
Earth Hour. I'm switching off for Earth Hour because I think our planet is worth fighting for.
Change starts with us.
And it doesn't matter how small the thing you're doing.
If we can all make small steps in our daily lives, it all adds up to make a big difference.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us new ways to work together and support one another. As we emerge from this challenging health, social and economic crisis, it is important that we continue to work together to face the planet's climate and nature crisis.
Together in this, together we're strong and never alone.
Let us all put our hearts to the health of nature.
And we must act now.
Common solution.
Working together,
strongly support humanity's impact.
Now is the time to act.
Join us on the 27th of March at 8:30 p.m. for Earth Hour and Speak Up for Nature.
Connect to Earth. It is our only home and we are all in this together.
Happy Earth Hour.
Happy Earth Hour.
Again, happy Earth Hour. And now let's hear a message from the UN Secretary General himself, Antonio Guterres.
Just need some hope for tomorrow. We will be fine.
We need to make peace with nature. Without nature's help, we cannot thrive or even survive on this planet Earth. Climate disruption, biodiversity loss, and pollution threaten lives, jobs, and health. It's time to reevaluate and reset our relationship with nature. 2021 is a year to change course. Solutions are available, affordable, practical, and realistic. We can provide renewable energy and sustainable food systems for all. We can reduce emissions and use nature-based solutions to help us build a more resilient, carbon-neutral world. We all must do our part to safeguard our planet. Together, we can build a brighter and more prosperous future. The United Nations is proud to join in the global effort to mark Earth Hour. It is a reminder that small actions can make a big difference. So join me and people everywhere by switching off your lights for 1 hour on Saturday, March 27th at 8:30 p.m. your local time. In this make or break year, let your actions and voices send a clear message to leaders everywhere. Now is the time to be bold and ambitious. Let's show the world that we are determined to protect the one home we all share.
Again, there you have it, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. We invite everyone. Actually, we have our friends on Zoom tonight. Good evening, guys. And we are preparing to turn off our lights in 1 minute. We have about 20 minutes or 20 seconds or 30 seconds to go. So again, please do join us tonight as we help save our Mother Earth. 30 seconds. Are you guys ready? $20 seconds. Three, two, one. Happy Earth Hour, everyone. There. Again, we are celebrating Earth Hour to help our Mother Earth. Now we have our friends here on Zoom since we have actually turned off our lights. Maybe we can hear from each of you. What do you think about how big of an impact is what we're doing tonight? Maybe we can begin with Christine. Christine, can we hear it from you? Go ahead. Good evening. Yan, very well said from Christine. Maybe now we can hear it from Chef Aika from Japan. Go ahead, Chef Aika from Tokyo. Good evening, Chef. Good evening. Go ahead. Oh. Yun. Yeah. Thank you, Chef Aika. Now let's hear it from Ken. Ken, are you there? Oh, there. Yun. Go ahead, Ken. Naka-face mask. Go ahead, Ken. Welcome back to Manila. You can mention, Ken. Go ahead.
For tomorrow, we will be fine. In the middle of the valley, when you're looking for light, I'm right behind you, I'm with you, time after time. I got you, through and through. Cover me, I'll cover you. I'm staying by your side. We are.
Okay. Hold on. We're just trying to fix the audio. Hold on. Let me just try to work that out. Check. Check. Can you hear me? Ken, can you do a mic check? Wait lang. There's something wrong with my audio. Hold on. Can you do it again? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I think it's this. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. Ganun talaga pag live, sorry. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Let me just... There. Ken, sorry. Sorry, hold on. Let me just try to fix that. Wait lang, sorry. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah. Hello again, everyone. Okay the audio, sir?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Good evening
again,
pala.
Again, good evening to everyone. I'm Ken. I am part of PhotoNation's communications team and an employee of First Gen Corporation, a renewable energy company. As part of our energy conservation efforts, actually, we are doing some part of this already, not only during Earth Hour, but also as part of our sites and our energy conservation. We also strive to reduce our energy footprint, carbon footprints by changing change our lights at site to solar and doing some energy conservation at the office by turning off unnecessary, unwanted luxuries like air cons or lights at 12 noon, for example. Yeah. And again, Sir Franz, for this Earth Hour initiative, thank you for inviting us all here at Zoom. Again, this would be something that can influence everyone as climate change is real, as mentioned by Chef and Christine. If we don't act upon it, definitely we would be most affected by this climate change. And thank you.
Thank you, Ken. So siguro maybe we can add to what Chef Aika mentioned earlier, since she's in Japan and they actually started Earth Hour a few hours or an hour ago. Chef Aika, in terms of how electricity is conserved there in Japan, maybe you can give a bit of an example in the terms of measures that you do there in Japan. We know that Japan is a bit very efficient when it comes to electricity. Go ahead, Chef Aika.
Yes, that is true. Kasi we here in Japan, we also believe that actually there's less demand for energy. And kasi less demand for energy, that itself creates what do you call this? It creates less demand for harvesting fossil fuels.
Right.
So with that, by turning off the lights kasi, it can really help save our planet. And we really need the fossil fuels because of everything that's happening, especially with climate change. Also, here in Japan, not everyone believes climate change. So, with this very little action, as simple as turning off the lights, it helps even spread the
information.
awareness.
Yep. Thank you, Chef Aika. And Christine, just to add to what you said earlier, in terms of the Philippines, in terms of your part being here tonight, how big of an impact do you think that will create, not only to the Filipinos who are watching or the people who are watching us tonight, but even your family members, even your relatives? How big of an impact is this, like what Chef Aika said, this type of awareness, even to your relatives?
Yun. Kasi Sir Franz, yun nga, katulad nung sinabi ni Chef Aika and then ni Sir Ken, marami talagang tao na hindi pa rin naniniwala sa global warming. So, kumbaga hindi pa rin sila, ito yung Earth Hour na ginagawa natin ngayon, hindi sila nagpa-participate, ganyan. And, yun, hindi siya known to everyone, pero dun sa mga medyo aware na, we can already see what's happening, di ba? Yung mga changes sa climate nga natin, tsaka yung nangyayari overall. So, yung ganitong ginagawa nating Earth Hour, as long as we do it consistently, and we encourage everyone to join, even just this Earth Hour, di ba? Parang malaking bagay na siya if everyone will do it together. So, ayun, magandang activity lang siya to somehow help na, yun nga, makapag-reduce ng carbon footprints natin.
Thank you, Christine. And now maybe we can hear it from one of our members in Vietnam. Good evening, Yang. It's great to have you here back. I think you're on mute. There. I think that's... Hi, Yang. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, in terms of the Earth Hour, it's great to have you back here. And again, we have Film Factor podcast right after this. Maybe you can share a bit of an experience when it comes to conserving energy for our Mother Nature. The things that you do there in Vietnam. Go ahead.
In Vietnam, wow. Well, we how can I say now? Well, we are here now to pay attention a lot on the saving energy, especially in the young generation. Yeah, and for example, in the day like today, they raise how can I say, the activity about to protect us, like turn off the light in all the city. And it will
something
create
like that. A great impact to your society there in Vietnam.
Yeah, right. And actually, this activity we remain it for more than 10 years already.
Yeah. Have you joined the previous ones, the Earth Hour events?
Yeah, actually, we do some event. How can I say, some meeting with close friends, and when we turn off the light and we light up the candle, and we have a good activity together, like singing or listen to the radio or something like that, and it would be very good memory for me. Yeah.
And it's more intimate, right?
Yeah,
you don't have the computers,
Yeah.
you don't have the TVs. It's very
No,
intimate.
And even when we go out in the bar or in the pub or in the cafe, they do the same. So somehow we can share the intimacy, like you say, and we can share our common view on the protecting the Mother Earth.
Thank you, Nyong. Now maybe we can hear it from Kyle. Kyle, are you there? Wow, you love your background. Go ahead, Kyle. What do you think about what we're doing tonight, and how big of an impact do you think this will spread throughout the photography community that we have in PhotoNation? Go ahead. I think you're on mute. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hello, Meron.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good, okay. So itong Earth Hour event na ginagawa natin, especially this one, hindi lang naman siya mag-stop dito, di ba? I mean, as long as we live every day, I mean, in our everyday life, we try to, as much as possible, do something na for makabuti sa environment natin, like simply like yung sa garbage segregation, like we would recycle, biodegradable stuff, mga ganon. And then, we have to remember din na everything we do, it comes back like, kunyari, yung, ayun yan, simpleng pagtapon natin sa mga ilog, like what happened to Ilog Pasig, right? Tapos yung mga estero, especially here in the Philippines, yung mga estero natin, kapag when typhoons came, binabaha. So, this event is a reminder then for not only for us, but for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. And let's hear it maybe from another Kyle. Kyle brought it. Go ahead, Kyle. How about you? How do you feel about the event tonight? In terms, are you excited to hear about the photography tips when it comes to low light photography?
Yes. Yung low light kasi parang ang hirap gawin pero masaya siya. Lalo na ngayon sobrang dilim. Konti lang yung mga ilaw sa paligid natin.
There.
Yeah.
So we're all very excited to hear it from one of our guests tonight. Thank you, Kyle. Maybe now we can bring forth our guest tonight. We have Kimwell. Hold on, let me. Hi, Kimwell. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. Thank you for inviting.
Yeah. So, Kimwell, you actually sent us some photos that you shot in the darkness. So, in terms of low light photography, in terms of the equipment or gears that you bring out when you go out in the field, maybe you can share a bit of the top 3 gears or the top 3 items that you bring with you when you go out in the darkness. Go ahead.
Okay, sige. Siguro isahin na lang natin yung yung photography gear. Probably, of course, obviously, aside from the camera and a tripod, it's kumbaga that's really necessity yan. That's really kailangan mo talaga yun. And then siguro isang essential na kailangan mo when you're shooting at night and taking low light shots would probably be your a headlamp. So, usually, pag lumabas ka, normally, ginagamit natin yung phones natin as ilaw lang. Pero, I really recommend getting a headlamp kasi kasi pag madilim, kailangan mo talaga yung dalawang mong kamay. So, having a headlamp will free your hands to fiddle around with your gear and then, ayan. So, yun, aside from your cameras, get a good headlamp. And then, for me, another essential gear would be having the appropriate clothing. Dati, pag nag-shoot ako, naka-shorts lang ako. And then, that kind of hampers the experience or yung session kasi minsan malamok or masyadong malamig. So, that will really affect yung yung mood mo, of course. So, basically, you should be, aside from the cameras, the tripod and camera, headlamps, and then appropriate clothing. Yun. And then, of course, a lot of research. No, hindi naman siya gamit, but you really have to have adequate preparation before even venturing out at night. Kasi nga, madilim, a lot of things can happen. So dapat you already know the area that you're gonna be shooting in. So most likely, before dumilim, familiar ka na sa lugar kung saan ka pupwesto, parang ganun. So, ayan.
Oh. And we have some of your photos here. Maybe you can run us through how you were able to shoot it, some of the things, I believe, or maybe some of the challenges that you had to overcome capturing these photos.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sige. Okay, so yan, yung first, actually I think I posted this recently. Hindi naman siya really low light basically, but one thing that I always emphasize when shooting at night is you really need to have light to really shoot in the dark, no? So mostly pag let's say for astrophotography, most of the time, if you're going to shoot the Milky Way, to make it very more interesting, kailangan mo ng foreground. You need a foreground element to complete your composition. Kasi taking a picture of the Milky Way, marami na yan eh. I mean, it's easy to take a picture of the Milky Way, but to really make that picture yours and to add, to para magkaroon ka ng you really have to have your foreground. So in order, since madilim, most often than not, your foreground magiging silhouette lang siya depending on, again, the light pollution that you have on that particular area that you have. So yan, that first picture that I have, actually matagal ko na pinaplano yan na kunin. It's to take the picture of the Milky Way during twilight. So pag sinabing twilight, yan yung time before sunrise or sunset in which paliwanag na nag-glow na yung horizon. So a challenge for this particular shot is if I'm going to take a single shot of this, since medyo madilim pa naman, so I have to really bump up the exposure. Yung mangyayari is I would get a very washed out Milky Way core. So it's a compromise between that and getting a well-lighted foreground. So yung ginawa ko is that that particular photo is a stack photo. So yung foreground was taken, the usual long exposure that I do. I think the setting for the foreground is, it was taken at f11, f8 at 60 seconds. I forgot na. I think it's 30. But for the Milky Way, for the core to really show like that yung detalye, despite the fact that maliwanag na, I used a star tracker, which is actually a device that actually tracks the position of the Milky Way. So parang nagpapan siya.
Right.
So yung nangyayari is I'm able to extend the exposure of the Milky Way from usually pag ganyan at that focal range 30 seconds lang max before magti-trail na yung Milky Way. So in this case, I was able to extend my shutter speed to my exposure time to 240 seconds, and that's 4 minutes. And then I was able to use use it at a lower ISO, at ISO 400. So that took care of the noise, and then I was able to really grab the details sa Milky Way. Right. Pero yun nga, it's a challenge kasi technically you have to really track yung position niya, and at the same time timing talaga. So I planned this out. I used an app called PhotoPills para ma-pinpoint ko yung kasi yung bahay na yan, yung kubo na yan, that's just a few minutes walk from the house of my girlfriend. So parang paragi ko siyang iniisip ko yung magandang magandang foreground to. Tsempuhan ko na lang. And then so last Sunday, I got lucky. Yan. Yeah, tama lang yung conditions for me to take the picture.
Right. And Kimmel, in terms of for those who are not that familiar when it comes to this, maybe you can explain without a star tracker, what will the output be? Para lang they have an idea.
Yeah, probably the output if without a star tracker like this, you will have a much fainter Milky Way core. Faint siya. Pero naman, you can actually retrieve details sa pag-post process mo. You can we can actually talk about that in the future future episodes of podcast. I will go in detail doon na lang.
Wow.
Pero usually if you want to get more detail, let's say pag faint na yung Milky Way mo, one good way or one quick way to retrieve more detail is to use the dehaze slider sa Lightroom or sa Camera Raw. By pulling that dehaze, lalabas yung detalye ng core more, but of course that will also introduce more noise, no? Magre-reveal yung noise. So medyo it's really striking a balance between those things. So without the tracker, you will end up with probably a fainter Milky Way core. Compared dito.
Right. So,
but okay naman siya. I mean, it's doable without a tracker. It's just so happened na gusto ko yung detalye na lumabas. So that's why I used.
Yeah. And we love your photo. Napakaganda. And maybe we can go to the next photo that you sent us.
Yes.
Here, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you've seen this before. Again, this when I shoot at night, again, I cannot stress the fact that kailangan talaga pinaplano mo talaga. Like you have that preconceived vision before you even set out kasi nga madilim and all. And this tree is nasa gilid lang siya ng daan. Actually, this tree has been yung lugar na to has been my playground when I was shooting Milky Way shots. And so I'm really familiar with this place. So what I did nung ang Gemini's Meteor Shower last December 2020 is yun, nag-stake out ako dito. I arrived at around 11 p.m. Sinet up ko yung tripod, and then it's more of a time lapse na parang style na time lapse na sinet ko lang yung camera. Actually, yung setting ng camera ko, sinet ko siya into continuous slow. So bali nagsiset naka-bulb ako, naka-lock yung shutter ko at every 30 seconds interval. Tapos naka-set siya sa to shoot continuously kasi nga sa meteor shower, what I want is to capture as much meteor as many meteors as possible. So nag-start ako at 11 p.m. with this composition. Actually, that time, if you notice yung gitna, yung parang light sa gitna, that's actually the tail end of the Milky Way. Nung dumating ako, hindi pa siya ganyan, medyo slanting pa siya. So, alam ko na what I want is that the Milky Way we should align with the tree. Yan yung iniisip ko na frame na gagamitin ko as my base. And then, yung meteor, those were added. All the layers that I took during that session, stinak ko siya sa Photoshop. So, andiyan yung kalalabasan niya. So basically, I was there on location from 11 p.m. down to 4 a.m. So yun, I had to change batteries 3 to 4 times. Wow. So ayan, and then one good thing about this is pag meteor shower, because pahirapan you don't really know kung saan tatama yung meteors. So you have to know, you have to really study it kung saan. Pag sinabi kasing Geminids meteor shower, nag-originate siya sa Gemini na area ng sky, so hahanapin mo. So yan yung nangyari. And ang one unexpected thing na na-capture ko sa frame is if you look at the lower left, yung parang may cloud sa baba before sa horizon. That's actually the large Magellanic Cloud cluster. So parang satellite galaxy natin 'yan. So actually nahirapan ako mag-capture niyan, but at that particular point nakuha ko pa siya. So that was really one of those unexpected moments na sabi ko, swerte to ah. So ayan, this was really the first time that I tried to shoot a meteor shower, and ito yung final image niya.
Napakaganda. We really love this photo. The next one, ito. Go ahead. Wow. Ito naman, very technical. If medyo, again, this is very technical naman. This again, it will fall. Tawag nito. This comes with a lot of planning, and actually, I've been trying to nail this shot since nag-pandemic pa last year. Because this is actually my favorite section of the Milky Way. Ito yung yung yellow na yan, that's Antares. Probably if you're familiar with the Scorpius constellation, yan yung pinaka-brightest part niyan. And yung Scorpius, actually, na constellation, yan yung one of the markers sa paghanap ng Milky Way core sa sky. Like pag sinasabi usually na na kung if you're trying to find the Milky Way, try to find the Scorpius constellation, and then sa gilid niyan, diyan na yung Milky Way na lalabas. Wow. Yeah. So for this one, I don't really want that gusto ko parang zoom in siya. So what I did is using Stellarium, I sinimulate ko yung position niya, and then going here in this particular location, tama naman yung pag-rise niya. So for me to get this shot, actually there's people are actually some are actually trying to tell me na fake siya or parang ganyan na hindi siya Actually, it's really if you're going to take a shot at that focal length, this is how it will look like. Because I used as a 56 millimeter lens. So 56, since I'm on a crop sensor, yung equivalent niya is 85 millimeter. So medyo telephoto na siya. So kaya gumanyan yung ganyan yung look niya. Medyo malaki siya. And then yun, again, for me to really complete the scene and for me to envision what I have, kumuha ako ng during the twilight,
time again, kumuha ako ng well-lit ng picture ng foreground niya na ganyan so that I will get details. I will get more details of foreground. Now yung may side light, yung side light na yan, that's the sun, that's actually the glow of the sun rising. So there's a lot of questions on how I was able to pull this through. Number one, for you to get that detail ng raw of Yuchi cloud complex, you have to stack your images. So pag sinabing stack, you have to use a tracker for that, or although pwede namang wala, but by using a tracker, I am able to extend my exposure time. So this particular image, yung raw of Yuchi, I think this is each individual frame is 25 seconds long. So at 25 seconds, at 85 millimeter full frame equivalent, magsa-star trail na yan supposed to be. But with the tracker, I'm able to get a very tack sharp image. So 25 seconds, and then I think I got 50 frames for this. So you just multiply that 25 times 50. That's how long? Times 50. So that's equivalent to 20 minutes of exposure time for that particular area. And then, of course, since yung tracker, actually what happens is the tracker tracks the sky. Because gumagalaw siya, your foreground will be blurry.
Right.
So I don't want na sharp yung sky tapos yung foreground mo parang nagbe-blur. So that's the reason, that's the rationale, that's why I took a picture of the foreground na medyo maliwanag na para may detalye, and at the same time I get a sharp image through and through. So I stacked them together.
Wow. And Kimwell, Chef Aika commented. She said, Sir Kimwell, oh my God, Infinity Stones.
Yun nga, actually, that's really the nickname or the moniker for the raw of Yuchi Cloud Complex. Parang Infinity Stone siya. And yun, if you actually check other astrophotographers, there you actually mas litaw pa yung detalye. It's a lot more colorful compared to that because they're using as dedicated astrophotography cameras, no? So mas napapalabas nila yung mga hydrogen emissions. Yung sa akin kasi it's just a typical mirrorless camera, so that's the most that I can do with that gear. Pero okay naman siya in terms of yan.
Yeah, it looks good.
Medyo technical siya, so
yeah. We appreciate
talk
it.
About that sa
Thank you for making it that detailed. Nakakatuwa na ganun pala siya. It takes so much effort. We never realized that it was really tremendous effort to pull off a shot like this. In terms of astrophotography, Kimwell, what do you love most about astrophotography?
I think it puts things into perspective. Like makikita mo pag naka-ano ka lang. There are times na syempre pag nag-shoot ka, ako like I'm spending around 3 to 4 hours per session. Syempre yung camera nag-shoot automatic na yan naka-config, naka-program na yan. So I get to spend time parang nagre-reflect ka on things. Iisipin mo ang lawak, tumitingin ka sa kalawakan. So yun, it's a very humbling experience for me. Like iisipin mo lang na ang liit-liit mo, parang in the greater course of things you're so insignificant, yung parang ganun. So it's really, that's why this is really my genre. And by the way, since I think he's here, just to give you an idea, my first ever Milky Way shot was actually inspired by this person's shot of the Milky Way. I don't know if Sir Edwin Martinez.
Yes, we have Sir Edwin here.
I don't know. I don't know if kasi I've been following him for a long time. I don't know if he still remembers his Milky Way shot of sa Boracay. Yun. That was really the first picture that I got to get a glimpse of the Milky Way. And then at that time, syempre, as anybody na walang alam, parang edited to but since pinakita niya yung nasa frame, na yung sa camera, so yun, kaya pala. So that's the time I actually got into the astro. And then from that on, yun na, tuloy-tuloy na. And then parang na-obsess na to the point na hindi lang Milky Way yung pipicturean, pati yung deep sky objects. So it's really an addicting endeavor.
Right.
Yun.
Thank you, Kimwell. And again, maybe you can invite them. We're just trying to find out the perfect schedule for your podcast, but maybe you can invite them to our upcoming podcast.
Yeah, yun nga, if you want to learn more about this sa Astro, we will be talking together with Anthony and Dice, I think. We will be talking about this more in detail. So, yun, as much as I want to share, mauubos ang oras natin if we kasi napakaano siya eh. There's the technical aspect, then there's the preparation, then there's the post-processing, no? So marami siyang factors that you have to really
keep in
go
mind.
into. So, yun, parang overview na lang, but yun, it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding talaga.
Thank you, Kimwell. And again, guys, if you have the time, please, we will be posting the details of that podcast. Again, we'll be having John Kimwell Laluma, Dai Salles, and Anthony Mongcal, the Thor of photography. Ayun. Thank you, Kimwell. Now, since he mentioned it, maybe we can hear it from Sir Edwin Martinez. Sir Edwin, are you there? Hello, can you hear us?
Hello, yes, hi.
Good evening.
Hi, guys.
Good evening, Sir Edwin.
Good evening sa inyo lahat. Hi, John, Kimwell. Yun. Love the Infinity Stone shot. It's it's really technical and very you pulled it off really nice. And
Sir Edwin.
Keep it up. Yep.
Sir Edwin, you mentioned earlier yung experience mo about the Earth hour and everything. Maybe you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, being a landscape photographer, I've been photographing different places in the world for about 7 years now. So Iceland is one of my favorite places to go. So I'm there like 5 months in a year. For about 7 years, I've been going there and been spending like 5 months in a year during winter and summer. And I commend the love of Icelanders sa nature. Like that country has about 85% renewable energy, domestically produced, no? So hydro energy, wind, and also geothermal. They have one of the largest geothermal plant. So their electricity is run. Of course, like what Chef Kyle, I forgot her name, but said that fossil fuel, you cannot really get away with it 100%. So there's the 15% of Iceland that uses the cars for fossil fuel, but they solved already their renewable energy sources. So hopefully Philippines will also be there. Like I think somebody is working for alternative energy sources here in First Gen. You have the North Wind, which does the wind power. So yun, sa Pililla, sa Ilocos. So I think the Philippines will go there, but hopefully we can continue and contribute. Kasi there were 2 occasions that I was in a place na nag-record yung heat index eh. One was I was in North Pole, next to the North Pole. It's about 84 degrees or latitude in North Pole. And we can see the effects in the wildlife. Like we followed this polar bear for about 6 hours just to hunt for food. Yung sabi nung captain ng ship, hindi daw normal yon. Kasi nga, all of the sea ice, in North Pole kasi there's no big chunk of ice like in the South Pole. In North Pole, it's just the sea ice, no? So, yun, makita mo, wala masyadong sea ice. It was breaking. Then, 2 years ago, before the pandemic, I was in Greenland. So, I was there for about a month. Ganun din, there was a big chunk of ice, part of the iceberg that separated, and I was there when it happened. Talagang makita mo yung effects sa nature. So I think this Earth Hour is a great idea, but yun nga lang, if it's done once a year, the effect is not it's not long term. So hopefully in our own little way, like me, in our own little way, we try to do our part, like plastics.
Right.
Even though the pandemic saw a decrease in carbon emissions in the world, pero pag nakita mo nyo naman yung dami ng plastics natin, like a lot of us do grab takeouts, etc.
Right.
Lahat yan, plastic containers, etc. The demand for plastic containers in 2020 has surpassed the demands for the past 2 years. So those things so yun. Kaya medyo nakakalungkot din kahit na nabawasan yung carbon emission, you would see the pollutants in the world nag-increase then because of that. So yun lang.
And
if I can share.
And Sir Edwin, in terms of the photography that you do, since you do landscape, what's the most memorable experience that you did during low light?
It's the Northern Lights. I do also Milky Way, no? Katulad ng sabi nga ni John Kimball, it takes a lot of planning. If I could share nga sana some of my work, like I have one that is a very memorable shot for me sa Yellowstone National Park. I took a Milky Way shot with a geyser erupting. Tas kasabay nun may Milky Way. So it formed a V shape na parang heart.
Wow.
So that's one of the most memorable. Bakit? Kasi I had to plan the shot. So yun nga, you need an app to follow which time the Milky Way will align with your the eruption of the geyser. Tapos nun, I have to time it every 40 minutes nag-erupt yung geyser. So from yun nga, nag-intay kami dun sa area until 2 o'clock in the morning. So just to wait for it to happen. The next is Northern Lights.
Of course.
Siguro, the Northern Lights is also low light kasi.
Right.
And I think it's one of the wonders of the world that as a photographer you should see yourself. No, I'm not saying na it's impossible to do. Kasi I grew up in Tondo. I graduated in a school that's not known. Doesn't belong to the top 3 universities. I'm a registered nurse but never practiced. Before I went to photography, I did a lot of marketing jobs, etc. Before if you're gonna ask me 10 years ago if I'm gonna see the Northern Lights, I wouldn't dare say yes because hindi ko alam because I was working and etc. I wasn't really serious with photography. So if you aim to see it, you should because it's one of the wonders of the world that you need to see.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. Maybe we can invite you over for the podcast. Maybe we can do a podcast about your photography so that we can share it with the members and the people who are trying out this type of photography.
Yeah, sure. I'll be glad to share my experiences and also some of what I've learned over the past years in photography. And I'd like to commend also Film Factor and Photo International, PhotoNation International for doing this. No, I think especially now na may bagong lockdown, I think it's more important you have something to keep yourself engaged, no, and prevent yung mga mood depressions, etc. during the pandemic. And these things that you're doing are commendable for it, and I congratulate you guys.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. It's an honor to have you with us tonight.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Sir Edwin. Maybe next we can hear it from Ken, since Sir Edwin mentioned first gen. Maybe you can talk about the things that you do in your company. Go ahead.
Yeah. For our company, we actually are like I said kanina, we are a renewable energy company. We do have yung natural gas, hydro, solar, and wind in our energy portfolio. So wala kaming coal, wala kaming oil, just that natural gas, wind, solar, and hydro. Parang geothermal din pala with DDC. So parang super clean siya, and you don't see any traces of
Yes, I agree. I've actually been to your plant in Batangas.
Yeah.
Very, very clean and very well organized.
Ayun. Tapos ayun nga, we are encouraged din to do our energy conservation at home and personally para para makita din na as part of the company, parang you should apply what you see in the company din. So parang creating this culture na din na you're saving the planet, you're saving energy, you're being powered by good, gano'n. Yeah. Ayan.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you for sharing the your story sa what in what you do in your company. Maybe next we can hear it from another Guevara, John David Guevara. Are you related, Ken? John, are you there? Okay. Hold on.
Hi, hello, sir.
There. Hi, John. You actually sent. That's fine. That's fine. You sent us some of your photos. Maybe you can share with us your experience when taking photos in the dark. Go ahead.
Nakakakaba naman.
Go ahead.
Naya ako. So, ayun nga, mostly kasi sa akin, more on sa mountaineering talaga ako. So, kumbaga nakatambal na lang sa mountaineering ko yung photography, lalo na sa low light, lalo na pag nasa camps kami.
Yeah.
So,
like this one.
Yung pinaka-favorite ko talaga, syempre, palagi yung Milky Way shots. Kasi yun yung palagi, pag nasa camps kami, yun yung favorite subject talaga mo. Lalo na yung mga kasama namin na campers, minsan hindi nila alam yung, possible palang makita or possible bang ma-photograph pala ang Milky Way. So, yun yung masayang part ng pagpo-photograph para sa akin, yung nasi-share mo sa ibang tao yung experience.
And in terms of responsible camping, since you're a photographer and you also do mountaineering, and since you mentioned camping, there was an instance a few months ago, I think, or last year, that Mount Pulag, I think, was closed down because it burned. How important is it to be a responsible camper?
Yes, unang-una, i-share ko yung mga principles ng total yung topic natin is about the environment. Gusto ko lang i-share yung yun nga yung nasunog last right. Maybe I think that's 2 years ago.
2 years
nasunog ago. Yung Mount Pulag because of may nagluto sa campsite. So actually yung principles sa mountaineering, i-share ko na lang yung dapat is you have to take nothing but pictures. Leave nothing but footprints and also kill nothing but time. So dapat innate sa atin yun as a campers na i-respect natin yung nature. So yung nangyari kasi doon, actually bawal yung mag-bonfire. So mamaya i-share yung photo na sinend ko na may bonfire yun. So sa bahay
this one.
Sa likod namin.
And we're showing it now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yan po is actually taken yan maybe last May 2020. Sa likod lang ng bahay namin kasi actually super bored na ako noon. Kasi hindi kami makalabas. Walang hike for that month. So magka-camping na lang ako sa likod. So sakto kasi nasa province kami. So yun nga, chinempohan ko yung Milky Way. You can track it sa mga applications like Stellarium or Sky Safari, ganyan, para alam nyo anong oras, saan kayo titingin. So, yun na nga, nag-camping lang ako sa likod ng bahay namin. Then, nag-bonfire ako. So, kung nasa bahay naman kayo, pwedeng mag-bonfire actually.
Where are you based? Which province are you based?
Santa Ana, Pampanga, sir.
Wow! So, you can actually capture it there. Wow.
Kami yung kasama ni Sir Anthony nung pumunta kami dyan, sir.
Okay. Oo, si Anthony ang ang Thor of photography. Okay. And then you also sent us another photo. Hold on, let me just.
Okay. Ayun,
this photo maybe. That's
yung
Cebu. Yeah, the airplane. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually sa yan, sa may Candaba Swamp sa Pampanga, if you know Candaba. So, meron kasing naka-park na airplane diyan. So, naisip ko pa, ba't di ko gawing subject to? Kasi famous tourist attraction yan sa Pampanga. Sorry sa maingay.
Go ahead.
And, yun nga, pumunta ako dyan ng around mga siguro ano yan, 2 to 3 a.m. Sabi nga ni Sir Kimwell kanina, kapag astrophotography, mahaba-haba yung planning. So, pinlano ko anong oras, paano gagawin yung shot. So, yun naman yung lumitaw, sakto. Tapos, ang ganda pa nung effect nung tricycle na dumaan. Yung may light trail, may light painting pa siya.
Ayun. Ang ganda actually. And in terms of what you love most, since you mentioned mountaineering, what do you love most about mountaineering and also taking care of nature?
Yun nga, pinaka-love ko talaga yung kapag yung anong tawag doon, kapag nagkakape lang kayo sa gabi, tapos sinishare mo sa mga kaibigan mo yung anong part ng sky to, yung ini-introduce mo sa kanila yung astrophotography kasi medyo madalang pa lang, di ba? Madalang pa lang yung nag-astro actually. So, sa akin, yung experience mismo yung experience behind ng mga shots na ginagawa ko. So, yun yung mas important sa akin
Yun. And hopefully,
na-enjoy mo yung company ng mga friends mo.
Thank you, John. And hopefully, maybe we can all get together one day and do a camping together in PhotoNation, di ba? Maybe you can invite us there.
Masaya yan, sir. Astro Camp.
Astro Camp. Di ba? Ayan si Kimwell, andito rin, di ba? Tsaka sila Anthony.
Idol ko po yan si Sir Kimwell.
Ayun. Thank you so much, John. Now, maybe we can hear it from, we also have another friend with us tonight. Hold on. Let me just pull him up on the screen. Sir Palos. Ayan, good evening, Sir Palos. In terms of what we do now in the Earth are, how significant do you think is talking about like what John said? How important or how significant is it to be a responsible photographer also when you go out and shoot landscapes? Don't leave parang carbon footprints, 'di ba? Yung parang ganyan. Maybe you can share in the type of photography that you do.
Yes. Basically, I'm a wedding and event photographer, no. Sa every time na matapos yung event, medyo nakakonsensya, no. Pero maraming kalat, maraming basura right after the event. One time I had chance to participate sa parang concert para sa kalikasan. Unfortunately, it was the parang opposite yung nangyari.
Wow.
After the concert, please forgive me for bringing this up.
Go ahead.
It's really hard to bear. No? Yung the event itself was, it's for a cause, para, para sa kalikasan. Unfortunately, the people needs to be responsible enough para sa ulutin nila kung ano yung diba, yung mga kalat, ganun. So, as a photographer, parang sabi ko, bakit ganun? Daming question sa isip ko. Parang minsan ikukumpara ko yung hayop sa tao. Yung talagang totoong animals. Minsan nakakakita ako ng videos na may mga animals na feature, 'di ba? Minsan yung mga dolphins may kagat-kagat na basura, tapos tinatapon nila doon sa sa bangka or sa boat ng mga tourist. So parang wow, ibang mag-isip yung mga hayop. So ang pinaka my point is talagang kailangan natin ng disiplina. Kasi sa totoo lang, God made the world unfinished. Para tayo yung magpaganda, tayo yung mag-alaga. Para binigyan tayo ng Diyos ng responsibility na to take care of the planet. Nakakalungkot yung isipin, no? People are investing in discovery sa sa space to find life forms. Nandito na yung life forms sa totoo lang. Na yun ang nakakalungkot, bakit hindi nilang dito mag-invest para sa ikabubuti ng environment. Okay? Bilang photographer, marami tayong nawi-witness na kung ano-ano. Kung minsan pagka umaakyat ka ng bundok, and actually, ikwento ko lang, I was invited one time sa isang youth camp. I was one of the official photographers para sa event na yon. And then it was so touching that some of these the participant, I'm sorry, some of the participants na nandoon, napansin pala nila ako na namumulot ako ng plastic,
trash,
sa ng basura sa lahat ng paligid ng waterfalls. Nakakalungkot, no? Merong mga bote ng alak, mga packets of cigarettes. So namumulat ako, and then sabi nung matanda na nandoon, medyo discouraging. Sabi niya, wag mong gawin yan. Kami na lang gagawa niyan. Kasi, walang silbi yan. Parang, kinabukasan, may darating na namang mga campers, magkakalat na naman sila, ganyan, magiinuman, ganyan. Ang nakakatuwa, may isang bata na dinipensahan ako. Sabi niya, at least, he's making difference. No? Sabi niya, he's making a little effort. Sabi niya, parang in his own little way para mapangalagaan yung environment. Sabi niya, tapos nag-smile na lang sa yung bata. And then ako, sabi ko, I promised myself, no, every time I go camping, I will do my best na, syempre, bitbitin yung mga basura, kung ano man yung makita ko doon sa camp. So, bottom line is, let's just be responsible.
Yeah.
Maging photographer man, tourist, or
camper,
or local, we belong to those place. Kung taga roon tayo. Importante.
Thank you, Sir Palos. Thank you. And maybe you can invite him later for Snap Talk.
Yes. So, please, manood po kayo ng Snap Talk mamaya. You can actually participate by sending us questions and about the topic. By the way, the topic will be very, very interesting. And kami ay magwa one-on-one ni Miss Julie today.
No.
Okay. Wala mo ng guest.
Oh.
Kasi gusto ko siyang bigyan ng one-on-one. Masaya yung pag-uusapan later. So, lalo na para ito ay bagay para sa mga gusto magsimula sa photography. So, back to basics tayo.
Wow. I'd like to watch that.
Yes.
Salid din ako later. Thank you, Sir Palos. Thank you so much.
Salamat po.
Yeah. And now, let's hear it from Carl. Carl? Ayan. Carl, since you live in South Cotabato and you live in a place where there are lots of the environment protection isn't that much kasi nga you're in a place where everything's environment. You don't have that much cityscapes, diba? What can you say to those people who live here in the cities like us and the people who don't take care of the environment? How important is it for you? Go ahead. I think you're on mute. Go ahead, Carl. Can you hear us? Yeah. Go ahead. I think you're still on mute, Carl. Your mic isn't jumping. Yeah. Are you good? Yeah. Or maybe you can type it, Carl. We'll read it na lang. There. Okay. So maybe now we can hear it from what time is it? We have 3 minutes to go before we turn back our lights on. Maybe while Kyle or Carl is typing his message, maybe you can hear it from Mario. Mario, are you there? There. Hold on, let me just pull you up in the screen. Hi, Mario. I think you're on mute.
Hello.
There. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Long
Good
time
to
no
be
see.
here.
So Mario,
Yes,
I'll just jump into it. You came from here in Manila and then you moved there to Coron in Palawan. How does it feel coming from the city and then moving into one of the best beaches in the Philippines?
Well, as I think a good measure of that is the way my photography has changed. Like you mentioned earlier, here in the provinces, we don't really have that many cityscapes. So me being a street photographer, I don't think it's more documentary now. And it's actually been very inspiring. You know, we see these pictures of beautiful turtles and reefs and sunsets, and it's different when you live here every day.
Yeah.
And throughout the months, I've gone into underwater photography.
Yeah, we've seen you.
A GoPro. Yeah. But it's a different way to experience the world, you know. And I think I think someone was making a point a while ago. We explore the cosmos, but you know, we should look more on what's still here. So yeah, cheers to Earth Hour. I think it's a great step in the right direction.
There. Thank you, Mario. And later we'll have you in Film Factor podcast together with Nyang and Brian, who's from Japan. Thank you, Mario. We have about a minute to go. Thank you. Hold on, let me just check. We have 30 seconds to go. Are you guys ready? And again, we'd like to request everyone on Zoom if you could turn on your cameras again. We're about to turn back our lights. In 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay!
Yeah.
Happy Earth Hour, everyone! Wala pa yung uso ko. Happy Earth Hour, everyone! Again, thank you for joining us tonight. Check out Mario, meron siya pa ilaw.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, please do join us again in a bit. We will be back with Film Factor Podcast. Again, happy Earth Hour. We will be leaving you with this video. And again, please do your part and let's try to help out Mother Earth. See you later. Bye-bye.
What do you think when you hear the word pandemic? Masks, social distancing, Zoom, hospitals, scientists, lockdowns, families separated and devastated. The effects of the pandemic are easy to see, but what about the causes? No, not them. The real causes and drivers. Do you think of us and our broken relationship with nature? Deforestation, overexploitation, clearing the land for agriculture and livestock, overproduction, overconsumption, illegal consumption, our long list of unsustainable actions. When we destroy nature and take over natural habitats, we break the healthy balance and boundaries of the natural world, forcing wildlife into closer contact with each other, our livestock, and people. And all this makes it easier for diseases to spread between animals and to us. When and how we will emerge from COVID-19 isn't clear, but one thing is, the risk of future pandemics will only increase unless we fix our broken relationship with nature. So where do we go from here? The pandemic has shown us that we have it in us to make a change. We've mastered social distancing. Now, let's distance ourselves from the things that destroy our planet. We've learned that a little effort goes a long way. Now let's continue to do the little things to make the biggest difference. We've realized the importance of being outdoors. So let's protect a natural habitat that gives us so much. We've learned just how much of a difference a few degrees can make. Now let's face the climate emergency and keep our planet's temperature in check. We've seen that we can adapt to new ways of working. Let's now explore new ways of living that put people and planet first. It's clear that we can work together towards a common goal. Now let's make that goal the protection of our planet. Take the first step by sharing this video and put the spotlight